Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX, and I have tried recording this video twice now. I just played 2 games of Global Elite Matchmaking. The first one, I had a troll who kept shooting his teammates, and also a guy who just couldn't stop whining. The second one, we ended up being up 11-0 on CT side train, and I had a guy who shot his teammate in the face in spawn, so he got an abandon, and then they surrendered. So far I just cannot catch a break with this video series, but I am trying to start up a new video series, which is the one that you're watching right now. I haven't really found a name for it, so I'm not gonna just say a name here in the start of the video, because I have done that mistake previously, and then you find a better name and shit goes down. I've decided to play ECA instead. That has no team damage, and therefore we shouldn't have anybody who just shoots the teammates in the head. Unfortunately, this means that we could be ending up against some really terrible players, since this is not Global Elite Matchmaking. I'm not saying that Global Elite Matchmaking, generally has fantastic players, but at least what I'm trying to get across here is that I'm playing ECA, and the video series that I'm gonna be starting is a series where I will be playing an ordinary game of Counter-Strike. It's going to be a 5 vs 5 competitive game. Let me just go over here in the corner so people make less noise. And while I play this, I will be trying to tell you what I am thinking while playing the rounds out. So, I'm going to tell you about the decisions that I make throughout the game. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to hopefully give you an idea of how to better implement this into your own game. So for new players or players who are just looking to improve, you can get into the mind of me, and you can then kind of see if well, sometimes it doesn't take more than just spotting someone having a good idea, and you get it yourself. So yeah, I'm hoping that this series can help you guys at becoming better at the game. It's something that I've done previously on my stream, but it's been quite some time since I've done it, and I feel that it might suit a video better. So, since the game is starting now, we're going to go for the knife. Honestly, I don't really care which side we're going to be starting on, but yeah, we'll see what's going to happen here. And it is Inferno. The first game I played for this series was Mirage, the second was Train, and now we're on Inferno. So, hoping that... Oh yeah, you only need to slash one time. That's correct. On ECA, that's how it is. Did not know. Well, I did know, but I forgot. So that's good. Looks like we're winning the knife. I think most people would like to start CT, and I think I want to do too. As far as like my thought process goes, it's a bit easier to get a sense of this on CT. A few people recently have asked me for more full matchmaking games, and also I've been asked a lot for full matchmaking games, but I've also been asked a bit for how to play defensive Counter-Strike, and not just playing all-out aggressive, but how to stay alive and stuff like this. And honestly, the most important thing in Counter-Strike is not to, let's just go B, it's not to stay alive, but it's about making the right decisions on when to engage and so on. I guess that is a good idea at how to stay alive as well, but I mean, first of all here, I'll probably not play B for very long if my teammates decide to stake this side, because honestly, there's no point in us being 3 here, except if they're really, really bad. They are actually getting the kill, so I'll just run over to a bomb site. Now they're dying, so I'm gonna run back. They actually both died. This means that I need to be aware that someone could be pushing me even here. Now I'm gonna be looking to see if I can get any one-clicks or just any shots. Now one guy's banana. He's gonna be the only guy who can actually peek me while the other guy plants. So we'll try to find this guy, and we'll keep on going, and we'll just keep rushing this guy. I don't have many bullets left, so need to be aware of that fact, but we can still manage a nice little PTK headshot. And yeah, I probably didn't have to rush that guy. I could have waited for my teammate and we could have double peeked him, but the more time I give him to run away, the more hiding spots he can take and the more he can play us. And since it was the pistol round, none of us had a kit, so we didn't have much time to play with, and yeah, it was just good ending him early on. Now, for second round buys, what I like to do is I like to buy the UMP. The UMP is actually the cheapest CT SMG. It has double the kill reward of the P90, which makes it the best SMG in my opinion, because for second round buys it has the highest armor penetration of all of the SMGs, and as most players know, at the higher level, a lot of players tend to actually buy in the second round with armor and Tech 9s on T side, so if you can actually get some kills in. Now, while I'm saying this, the T's actually got the bomb plant last round, so... Oh, how did I not get that kill? I'm not meant to be raging here, but I made a... Well, I wouldn't call it a huge mistake, but I did make a mistake. I forgot the fact that they got the bomb plant, and if the terrorist side gets the bomb plant, that means... Well, if they get the bomb plant and lose the round, most players will not go for a second round buy, and the reason being that you get $800 per player for a bomb plant on a lost round, and if you buy up in the second round, you cannot buy in the third round, but because of those $800, you can actually buy up in the third round if you do not buy the second, if that makes any sense. Now I'm playing M4, normally I'm an AWP player, but I'm playing M4 simply for the sake of it. I have decided not to buy head armor, and this is because I'm 100% confident that the T players are going to be buying AKs, and even if they have an AWP or they have an AK, it doesn't really matter. No matter what, my head armor will not work, it will not help me at all, except for nades, but that's only slightly, so honestly it is not that important this round, which is... Oh wow, I did not even see that guy. I need to be more aware, but that's the hard part about talking and playing at the same time. But it's okay. It's not so important about winning. It's more about getting you into my thought process now. I bought a Deagle here. I probably shouldn't. I'm one of the guys who has very low money. It's actually quite a big mistake. I should have asked for a drop, or I should have just bought a P250 if no one decided to actually do that. But I think this round I'm actually going to stack towards B. Even though they've got the kill up mid, it seems like a lot of players, especially in matchmaking and so on, favors the B site because it's a bit easier to take by yourself. And so, especially in eco rounds, people just like to rush this site. But we are stacked here. Right now, since the bomb has gone down, there's no way at all of us winning this round. So what we want to do now is just look for guns. The more economic damage we can do, the better. There's a good flash. I can peek on this. So can he. Gets the kill as well. This is actually pretty shit for me. If we can save this gun, it's amazing. If not, we've still done economic damage. So kind of fulfilled half of our goal here. And this guy's gonna get rushed. I'm hoping that they keep rushing. Oh, this guy got a running AK shot on me. That's quite lucky. But them hunting us down is actually a bit of a stupid decision. We had nothing to save really. The biggest thing that I had was, well, the biggest thing that we had was a Deagle, and that was on me. Let's go, fellas. Yeah, so my team's decided to buy. I think I want to buy two. I'm gonna go with the farmers because I like to be able to get armor. It's probably the most important thing in this game, and also it does give you a few nades, which is very important on CT side. So we get a good kill in there. The guy a bit foolishly rushing through the smoke. I've decided to only buy head armor again, and it's the same case as before. It's because I am confident that the T players, after winning 2 rounds, are going to be buying up fully, and no one's going to be sitting there with a Galil, so head armor is not going to help me at all. And now I'm going to throw the smoke. It's simply to block off mid here, and this guy will probably play up, and he did. There's going to be a guy coming on short in just a second, so I've got the bomb here. This is a very risky position. They might know it, but I'm hoping that I can find them on the timing here, and I couldn't quite, so I'm actually pretty fucked. I cannot believe I won that duel, and now if my teammates lose, it could be dire. But they do win it. That was a bit of a somewhat bad decision. I was kind of hoping that he didn't have a Molotov, but he did. when he did, I had to make a decision. Do I want to try to fall back, or do I want to get up close? I decided to go up close, and the reason I did that is because I knew that if I was trying to rotate away, he would be standing down in the middle area and be watching my angle. So I'll just give you, he would be standing here. And if I tried to run out here, he would just kill me. I was low on HP, I could not cross. So I had to get up close. He kept shoulder peeking, which made it really, really hard for me to actually get the kill. I did, very luckily, get the kill. But, yeah, I then got killed, but my teammates won the round. So that was a good round, all in all. A few mistakes, but I kind of made up for them in the end. So right now it seems like they are going to be committing to the A bomb site in just a second, now that they've got 2 kills. So I'm going to be sitting in a very defensive and very good position. And since this guy does not... Oh wow, why does he check me? This is a problem now. They could be coming from multiple angles. I'm glad that I changed up my position. That's a good shot. I think I did get the dink on him. He should be dinked. I'm not sure if it was through the truck or if it actually went clean onto his head, but he had a pretty good position. I had a really bad one in that kind of duel there, because he had the truck for cover, I had no cover. He had a very, very good shot as well after I did get the dink on him. But if this works, it's brilliant. Oh wow, that was so close. I guess that dink went through the truck because it only gave him 3 damage, so I would have never won that duel. Yeah, it's no biggie. Really, I probably would have not won that battle either way. But I did get 2 kills in a bit of a bad situation. I made the most out of that bad situation, getting 2 kills. Had the guy try a loin not looked for me in pit, I could have played that, waited until the bomb plant, and then I could have even done more. I could have been delaying the bomb plant for a bit and making it easier for my teammates. Excuse me. For my teammates to rush in, or rotate at least. But, wow, I was not seeing that coming. I'm gonna see if I can push the smoke, because my teammates are having a pretty decent defense, but I need to time this right, so... Oh wow, I ran into that guy, trying to cross him in the smoke. That's quite unfortunate. I even tried to shoot him, because I could see on the radar that I wasn't moving, but... Yeah, unlucky. He had a rifle, I only had a pistol, so... He wins that battle through the smoke. This guy took a wise decision at actually staying hidden, but not for very long. That was not a very wise decision. This guy getting a decent kill. I mean, it is a mostly eco round here, a full save pretty much. Some of them have bought armor, but most of them not. I think some guy's gonna be still coming from behind, but they have done a lot of economic damage. It definitely was a round that we could have won. Had I gotten the kill in the smoke, that could have been definitely doable, but with a shot like that, and a shot like that, it is much easier, and that was a very, very beautiful clutch. He's got no kit, but he will have time. And just barely have time, actually. He'll have... Let me just start there, so he'll have about 3 seconds of defuse time. So it's decent, you know. If that 26 damage, instead of hitting him in the shoulder, if that had hit him in the head through the smoke, since we ran into each other, it's very likely that I would have. Wait, what's going on? Okay, I think I've got it covered. But I would have gotten the kill. That would have been a much easier round. But a good clutch from Oken, and yeah, that was 3 of his first 4 kills. These guys seem to really play around mid a lot. Normally you don't play mid this aggressive, but this guy just don't give a fuck. And it's working out for him, so I'm not gonna blame him for anything. I like this position, smoking off mid, then just looking up into the boiler area here, because you can see the legs. Flash. That was a decoy. Okay, it wasn't a flash, so that was actually a really smart play by that guy. Honestly, looking at it, my teammates, they are both playing aggressively around mid. Why they did not get the trade kill is beyond me, but I'm not gonna go into well, I'm not gonna spend more time on thinking about that. Our sole B player just went down to a Molotov, so that is quite bad. And this guy is just not hitting his shots at the minute. Missed 2 shots, that's not too good, but he gets 1, so that's good. And now knows where another guy is. We do get 1 kill. That's Olken again. Okay, man of the match here. He really should probably just be rotating out, but that was very well played. And as soon as he gets that first kill, he should definitely go for the clutch. But what I was trying to kind of highlight is that if you're in a 2 versus 1 like that, you've got low HP, you don't have much time, you should really just pull out. But a lot of rounds, especially retakes, go in the way where you are, let's say, 3 guys alive. A great example is on those 2. You are 3 guys alive, for example, trying to retake the B-bomb site against 3 terrorists. And it's almost impossible because the B site on those 2 is so hard to retake. So what you say is, we'll try to get up and close to the site, and if we get a kill, we'll go, but if we don't get a kill, we'll just fall back and save our guns. So you kind of don't overcommit to any duels, but at the same time you kind of give yourself the opportunity of actually opening up the site, and that is a very, very good way to do it in many ways. So, I mean, it's not really the same, but Oken got into that 1 vs 2, had low HP, probably shouldn't have gone for it. It does look unlikely in a way, but as soon as he got the first kill, it makes it a lot more doable, and then he should definitely stay and try to see if he can get the last kill, and he could. So it's good, not only good decisions, but also good aim, good clutching abilities. Okay, so this guy's just clearing up pretty much all of the angles. We know there's an AWP down here. I think I just want to get behind this car. Probably be watching for me, but he wasn't. That guy was only a Glock as well. I think they were possibly FK. No, don't know really what kind of mixed buy they have here. This guy only had a Glock, so maybe FK, possibly. But this guy had an AWP, so a bit of a weird buy there. It is solo queue matchmaking, so you can't really expect too much. That sounded very Danish, didn't it? But you can't expect too much, is what I'm trying to say. If I were playing a team game and playing the AWP instead of just solo queue matchmaking, I would be much more around the map. I wouldn't just be playing mid. I would be taking entries on B. I would be taking entries in amps. I would be taking entries in mid. I would be taking entries in the balcony area, because this is why CT open is so good. And I'm holding the pixel spot here. Now I need to make sure to fall back. I did actually get a kill. Flash and fall back. And my teammate has control over mid, so I can go back down here. Christ. Wow. Yeah. That's what can happen in solo queue matchmaking, but we might just lose the round on this. My teammate, as I said, had control of mid, but apparently had not had they thought that someone could be out, and even though they had, I don't know if they did or he did, but someone did, Molotov around the long area. So I mean, had I not thought he had control of mid, I would have definitely checked that corner, because it is a very likely corner for someone to be in. But since I kinda knew he had control of middle, I did not decide to actually check that spot very well. And yeah, it ended up being my demise, I guess you can say. It's something that would not happen if I played with better players, but it's just, you know, a one-off thing. It's okay. I don't mind too much. I also sometimes get these questions like, I sometimes get these questions like, how do you not rage? Sometimes I do rage, definitely, but a lot of the time I don't. And especially, I mean, that's mostly when I just play these matchmaking games. I have played at a higher level than matchmaking, and so matchmaking doesn't really kind of grind my gears too much. So if I lose a matchmaking game in a frustrating way, even, it can be really frustrating. I can rage, but I tend not to, because honestly nothing is really at stake. I don't really care much, especially about ECA. some people really put a lot of time and thought into getting a good round win share, but I never did. ECA is my big playground where I try out new stuff and stuff like that, so it's a good kill. I'm playing this corner because now they know the AWP is actually playing Arch, so if he stays and he does not, that's a huge misplay on his part. This Molotov, very lucky that it doesn't reach me, because now they might think that this area is cleared out, and so if they come up mid, they might not be checking this. But the AWP should really have stayed here. He should be at this area or in library, taking shots, baiting for me, and then I can peek out, see if I can get a quick 1 but I don't find anything. They know where the AWP is, and they know the rest are probably on pistols, so they might be playing for B, at least if they got a bit of thought. I don't know how the fuck they have managed this, but the bomb is already through here. And yeah, I don't know how the fuck I ended up battling not only the guy in construction, but also the guy in pool at the same time. They should never even be there, so I mean, I've got voice enable 0. I'm gonna give the guys the benefit of the doubt that they likely will have called that they were in construction, but that is just something that you can never let happen like that, because yeah, it's just too good of an area. You can let them be in there, you can let them kind of stay in there if you want, but you need to make sure that you've got control of it, and they just didn't. At the same time, you know, they're playing pistols. We had no nades, and the T's did have nades, so it's a very easy, some very easy angles to clear out with nades.
Go, go, go.
But yeah, as they say, they delayed them on B. I think it was like a good decision in a way. I like to just hold the pixel spot here. I call these angles like where there's pretty much no way that I can miss. I call them pixel spots pretty much anywhere. So I would call this a pixel spot. And then at the same time I do miss, but I'll take this battle just because I can. I need to even up things. I'm low on HP now, and this is probably not the best corner to stand in, because they have been using their Molotovs and so on to clear out this angle a lot of times, so I think I'll fall back to a more defensive position. And I hope there's not too much background noise, but my girlfriend is like doing all sorts of things that's just making so much noise, so I hope this doesn't like pop up in the video, but she's like fucking pressing bags and shit, and now she's looking at me like, whoops. But yeah, trying to see if I can help my buddy here. It's once again a B play, and that's a good shot. I couldn't even see that guy, he apparently could see me. I maybe should put on voice enable, because I feel like I'm losing a lot of fights here. And a lot of it could be down to me not rotating at the right times, because I don't know what these guys are saying. But it's just hard to put thoughts on what I'm doing when I have to listen to them as well. It's what I discovered when I tried to record this the first time around. But they cover stack B, and I decide to kind of fulfill their wishes.
Steps,
They're saying the steps. Well, then we could at least do some economic damage. A lot of the time, CS is about just doing economic damage, at least in these eco rounds. And this guy's now getting Molotov'd out. It's a very bad angle. They're doing a good job at kind of clearing out the angles. It was a good one league, but unfortunately couldn't get the next one. The problem that kind of was with this round is that Psychos, he's calling for a... I'm not sure if this guy did. No, it was his friend, but I think they know each other. At least this guy called for a... Well, some guy called for a stack, and this guy was stacking with us. So I am the guy that usually plays in the A-bomb site. So I want to be the guy that pops up last. Because if I... Imagine they kill this guy Psychos. They think, okay, he's a B player. He's usually playing B. If they kill me as the first guy, they're thinking, that guy usually plays A. What the fuck is he doing on B? And then they might... quicker have the idea that it could be a stack. So Psychos really shouldn't have hid like he did, because first of all he couldn't help any of us, we couldn't set up any crossbar angles, but at the same time if he had just baited and then ran into construction, they would know that he is there and maybe not be looking as much for a stack as it looked like they did. So a huge misplay by Psychos, but again it is just ECA, so I don't I don't really expect too much, but I feel like there was something else I want to say. I think it was just the fact that I'm once again buying body armor only, instead of being a big spender here. Oh, this is actually really shit, so I'm gonna have to smoke off here and walk through the smoke, because we need some more map control. That nade was not any of ours, because team damage is not on. So it has to be an opposing player's nade, and we're gonna be picking up this Molotov because it might be useful. They've got a lot of time to play with, and I'm afraid that this smoke is gonna disappear, so I'm just gonna try to pop flash my way in to see. The guy is in fact there, so he's just really trying hard. But it's okay. I mean, this is what you can expect sometimes in matchmaking. It was nice that I got this information. I shouldn't have died, definitely. How did he not get that kill? But it probably wasn't the best decision to actually peek that guy. I was hoping that he was up close, but I don't know why he would sit with 40 seconds and still be in T-spawn, pretty much. This guy knows he's made a mistake, and it's pretty good that... oh yeah, this guy is making a lot of noise. This guy, Heartless, is not playing too well. He's just at the corner. Yep, he's not going to be able to make the defuse now, though. So it's poorly played by Heartless, but it's just enough. I think this guy Heartless is a pretty big tryhard. He's got a lot of kills, and this time he was sitting and spawned with 40 seconds left. So don't think we can expect too much. I'm gonna be buying body armor again, because I mean this time I might as well be buying head armor because I've got the money and it's the last round, but normally I just buy body armor. I would try to go for a balcony peek. I haven't gone for any aggressive peeks because I don't want the rounds to end too quickly, then I can't really talk much, but go for the balcony peek here, and this is a good way to open up. Then I like to throw this smoke so that I can kind of cross back to Arch, which is what I usually play. And this works pretty well, to be honest. Someone could be pushing out the smoke, so I'm just gonna make sure that that is not gonna be the end of me. One guy's dead boiler, so I'm just gonna... This is not a good idea, but I don't really give a fuck. It's last round, it's just ECA, so... not a lot of thought behind that move, but... Going to the T side here, one thing you need to note, and this is something that I always bear in mind, not only in matchmaking, but also when I play team games, is that this guy Heartless has been kind of carrying the T side here, and what you should know is that it's pretty, well, it's a lot easier to carry on T side than it is to carry on CT side, because on CT side people can simply avoid you and you can do nothing about it, and if they kill all of your teammates because they're absolute shit, then you really have no way back into the game. You can't retake 1 versus 5 every single round, so it's a lot easier on T side, where, I mean, yeah, you can't win a 1 versus 5 every round, but you can at least go for picks. If you get the entry, you can maybe take over the site alone, and then your teammates can come in, plant the bomb, and then the CTs might not even try to challenge the site. It at least puts your teammates in a very advantageous situation. So if you are a player of higher skill than your teammates, and you need to carry, it should be on the T side that you look to carry. So going into the CT side, this guy Heartless has been carrying quite a bit, and you see I've already got the easy entries here. So Heartless is stuck on the other side of the map, can't really do much, and that makes it very hard for him to actually carry. But yeah, this is actually a pretty bad situation. So I think they know we're both here. I think it's nice. Oh baby, baby, baby! That was a fucking sick shot. Kiss me! I need a kiss. Wow. Okay, that was pretty. That was a pretty cool 1 versus 2 clutch. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty excited about that one. That fucking drag. But Hard is actually almost carrying there. But you already see. I got 3 kills. 3 very important kills. The first one maybe not so much, but the 2 last ones very important. And there's another important kill. So you can really a lot easier to take control of the game when you are playing on the T side. So yeah, that's one thing that's nice to bear in mind. Sometimes it happens that you are losing heavily on the CT side because of one guy, but just bear in mind, you know, when you get over to the other side of the, well, when you switch halves, what is most likely going to happen is that I cannot hit my sprays, but second of all, what most likely will happen is that that guy who has just been going absolutely mental on the T side will probably not be having such a big effect on the CT side, because, yeah, you can just avoid the guy if that's what you want, and then it becomes a lot about mind games trying to avoid the guy. But if it's just solo queue matchmaking like it is right now, what usually will happen is that the guy's just gonna be playing the same site all game, and yeah, that makes it really easy for us to avoid him. He might be changing it up at some point, and if he does, we'll know, and then we can once again avoid him. There, he actually changed it up. This guy will probably go for the gun, so I'll just wait. But my teammates are not very patient, so seems like we're actually going now. Instead of aiming for the normal, I'll actually use another round to talk about this. It's some thought that I've had for quite some time. Oh, fuck me! Well, where did you come from? That Molotov should have been for construction, but it wasn't. So he's dead as well. He actually had a decent opportunity at doing some like serious damage this round, but did not. I was thinking that someone was maybe there, but I kind of had the thought that I hope my teammates would check it, because I wasn't gonna. At least I was not gonna flush it out with a Molotov. I knew that some guy was missing. Even two guys were actually missing before the guy pushed through the smoke. So I knew someone had to be somewhere, and I could probably flush them out with a Molotov, but it's all about picking the right spot, and I didn't this time. Even though I had the thought of him actually being there. But if we take control of top banana hill, just quickly share my thoughts. So a lot of people do this. What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I'll still do this. A lot of people do the CT smoke like this, where you aim right at this. But what I want to showcase here is that if you do this, listen for the bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it bounces so many times. It is quite a bad smoke in a sense. It's a bit of a delayed smoke. Flash that one, and then flash like this. There's no one here. So I'm just sitting here. But if you aim a bit above the railing, or like the antenna cable, whatever the fuck this is, instead of getting this smoke that is kind of a bit delayed, what you can do instead, you can, by just aiming slightly above it, it will instead like kind of hit just about here and fall real quickly and pop real quickly. And that's all about, you know, if you want to do a fake, the one with the railing might be the best one, because then it bounces a lot of times and it kind of signals for the longest time that, hey, we're going to be showing up at this site. But if you want to go for a fast push like we did here, it might be better to throw it slightly above the railing, because then it does not bounce on the small roof there, and it pops quicker. So, I mean, these things are these are things that you can bear in mind sometimes. But I don't know if you even ever think about this, but this is stuff that I sometimes think about, and yeah, it just, this might be a one-way smoke. It very likely is, because you can see so little. And one thing that I like to do is that if somebody throws a smoke, somebody that's not me, and somebody that preferably is on the opposing team, to best effect, ooh, this is good. They might be stacking now though, because we've been playing B so many times, and there is a guy who just flashed through, so one guy will be close. So I'll just Molotov this, and I'll flash it like this to peek this angle. I like to shoot before, because you can get people to get, oh, take people's attention. I'll probably get caught while I jump here. Nah. I'm gonna be, ooh. Oh fuck, got caught on the real worst time in there. What was I trying to say here? Does he have kit though? Yeah, it does. I kind of forgot what I was trying to say. Yes, about smokes. If enemy players throw a smoke, I think you should, to full effect, try to abuse them. Because, for example, the smoke that just was there, I could stand on top of that wood stack, like, I can't even remember what it's actually called, but I could stand on top of that and use his smoke as kind of a one-way. And if you don't know what a one-way smoke is, I mean, this is probably a video series that a lot of players who are pretty basic will be watching. Let's see, we can. There should be one more, I think. Play A. We should really play. We've got one guy through to B though. We need to be careful here. I know I constantly like. Oh well, hello. How the timing of this guy, POV. He thinks it's A, so you can just play B. Okay, gives me more time to talk. That's good. I could abuse his smoke as kind of a one-way, and there is a bigger chance that he will not see it coming if it's his own smoke. But if it's me throwing a smoke and then abusing or using my own smoke, then there's a bigger chance that he will have the thought that something is going on with this smoke. But if it's just himself that has thrown that smoke and you abuse it, then he will most likely not be thinking that there's anything wrong with that smoke, and that could end up giving you a couple of easy kills. So, I mean, this is also something that you can bear in mind as you play CS. One thing I also want to mention here is that Inferno, oh, every map kind of has its own small map description in my head, in a sense. And Inferno's map description on CT is that it's really good for open, but the oh wow, this guy. Oh, this is really shit. Really shit. Some guy's really close. Oh, he was close, that guy. Okay, I'm sorry I'm getting, like, these rounds are played out so fast. And that's actually exactly what I want to talk about here. The map description. So, Inferno is... The map description for me is that open on CT side is absolutely amazing, because you can go for so many entry frags, and usually you are very successful. But on T side, your goal should not be to rush anywhere, really. What you want to do is you want to try to make the CTs use their smokes and Molotovs. And if you cannot manage to do this, it's a big problem, because Inferno... What? Why is there a guy there when we've got a guy in apps? One guy pushing mid, so you need to be careful. One guy coming really fast mid. I think this side should be clear. Oh, one shot. Oh, come on. What I'm trying to say here is that what makes a team good on Inferno is mostly their grenade use. Wow. It's mostly their grenade usage, and the bad teams on Inferno tend to kind of just throw away their smokes. So the first thing they'll do when they come up to banana, for example, or the first thing that they do when they come up to mid, is that they will throw the smoke and then they'll just stand and wait. And smokes only last for 15 seconds, so you want to make sure to use them as best you can. So what you want to avoid is just throwing away your smoke by random, simply because you want to lock off the first 15 seconds. But for example, this guy using the smoke, okay? Let's actually see if we can abuse this. That's what I was talking about. This is a good angle to hold this smoke. I like holding this angle as well. It's a really good angle to hold. Now Flash comes over, and they've used the smoke, so this makes it harder for them to retake. It's something that you should always think about. If they use their smoke on playing defensive, it's going to be harder to play. A should be clear. It's going to be harder to, yeah. I'm sorry, I've got so much stuff on my mind all the time. I'm trying to sit into this smoke because he could be coming out either this smoke or library, but I'm hoping that he crosses me in the smoke and I won't get caught. Wait, was he there? No, he wasn't. So, wow, someone had the same idea, I guess. But the good teams tend to keep their smokes, and the reason for this is that they can try to take off as much time off the clock before the rush comes in, but taking sights on Inferno is actually really, really hard. And if you've still got a smoke on Banana, for example, it is pretty much impossible to take, because the choke point is just there, and you can smoke it off, and you're done. So, you really want to use your time on T to force out the nades, and them, for example, using both a smoke and a Molotov and a nade now is really, really stupid, because if we just wait in not very long, we will actually just have pretty much free passage to the site, because they've used all of their nades. And that's why a lot of, for example, what I want to do if I want to force out nades, I want to do something like this, just like juking, trying to see if I can actually let them know that I'm here. And if you manage that, you can usually get someone to throw smoke. I think, I'm not sure if that was their smoke or our smoke, but it was one of the other. We know that. I'm gonna try and Molotov this spot, because it's a very common spot to play. Oh, if that guy doesn't get that fucking jump in, wasn't a jump, but close to it. And last Banana, I think. Oh, come on. It's not right when the AWP has 2 entry, but yeah, it's okay. It's only matchmaking, so I'll let it be.
So I think we should just wait for the entry.
But yeah, I've got so much stuff on my mind all the time. I've got all these thoughts that I feel like I want to share with you guys on how to become a better player. So I tend to not talk so much about my own play, more about things to bear in mind when you play Inferno. And I know this is like, it's typical me, kind of unstructured and so on, and I might be like, wow. Yeah, I might be cutting it off a lot of times, you know, or be cut off by the gameplay a lot of times, but it's okay. I hope it is okay at least. Any feedback is obviously great, appreciated, because it's not something I've done before. But let's see if we can actually get this to work here. Yeah, the guy says just take it slow now. He's got the idea. What we really should do is just get a bit of map control. You don't even need top Banana control. If you can just make sure that they use their nades all the time, you are pretty much good to go. So, let's see if I can get over here. They used the Molotov already. It's good stuff. They used the nade already. It's good stuff. They used another nade already. That's good stuff. Also, counting nades is very helpful for your teammates. They used the smoke as well. And the flash. So, I mean, they've used most of their utility. One of the players at least has nothing. And he's also dead, so...
Nice.
This is very good. This is a very good run. That guy might be playing sandbags, but even if he isn't, I like to just smoke off CT, see if we can find him. I think it can be. There he is. Do you see how many times that shit bounces? He is clear. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this very... Whoa! Ho 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 ho! Okay, it was really quick. I thought it was my teammate running, but this spot behind the tank is very powerful. You are basically unkillable. You can't spam the tank, and it works actually for both sides. So if someone wants to run from B to A, you can still see the tank because the wall blocks off the vision. So he has to come out and like commit to checking the angle if he wants to check the angle. And most of the time, honestly, it does not happen because they don't even think you're gonna be there. So if you've got the time to get to that tank, that is basically an invincibility spot. Now they've used a smoke here, which means that they can get down mid, and therefore I'm just going to be putting a few bullets through here. The smoke, because it is highly likely that some guy is just standing in this smoke and trying to play it. If not, there's probably going to be one guy at bench. So now their smoke clears, I'll just move up and check most of these angles. I should probably smoke off here, and then what I'll do is... Oh my god, fuck the timing on you, baby. They didn't use their smoke for anything, is what we can then find out. Seems like they're only pistols, so I should probably avoid coming up close, but can be hard. Oh, but I've got a guy right in the fucking sandbags. This is this type of thing that can sometimes get me to rage, because, like, that is not only incredibly stupid by the player that we're playing against, but it's also incredibly stupid by my teammate that he sits in a position where he's not doing anything at all, and he gets me killed. He gets me killed by doing such a stupid play, and now I've been removed from the round. My purpose, that I was actually, I mean, I was even trying to see if I could entry the site, and oh, he was there. Ooh, and he's not gonna win this because there's no time. But stuff like that can sometimes get to me, because this is something that, if you play with good players, it would never happen. I would never even have to think about checking that angle, because honestly, the guy that we're playing against, it is a decent angle to take, getting up close like that with the CZ, but my teammate is in sandbank, so he should not even allow him to ever get close there. He should be doing something instead of just hiding in a corner, especially when I'm coming up and trying to support him. That's, yeah, it's not good enough. But again, these guys using all of the nades for nothing. I'll just try this. Oh, fuck the timing. But that flash is a flash that I've been thinking about, trying to see if I can utilize. That's a good kill. A lot of times on solo queue and stuff like that, you just need to, I mean, it's not even important that I get that kill. It would obviously be 10 times better if I could get that kill as well, but since I could not, it's not really that big of a deal. Because it just makes my teammates play. Two guys are B.
We're speaking together, okay? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. They had a good idea. Let's just quickly take a look at these stats. Not that it matters much. I don't really care about round win share. So we actually were on the top of round win share. We see the guy called Heartless, 10 round win share with 30 kills. So probably not the most important kills. At least that's what the stats say. But honestly, I don't really attribute too much to the round win share. It's made by ESJ, and honestly, sometimes it really just is very, very, very weird. But I know this is very unstructured. But this is actually how I would like to make tutorial videos. Just me rambling on about all sorts of stuff. The stuff that just pops up in my head. And if you find this useful, I would love it if you could leave a like, because, yeah, or any feedback or anything, because I would like to make this better. It's very fun for me to do, and it gives you a chance to kind of get into the mindset of a somewhat highly skilled competitive player. So, yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the video, guys. Please do like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. My name is NaToSaphiX, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Kiss, kiss.